So today you'll see how exactly not to play Halo, how players rise and fall, the situations that can be prevented, and most importantly, how not to be the worst player on your team. Chapter 1: The Start of the Downfall. So I started my first game out on Imperium, and of course I'm not going to play my best. I was trying enough, but it only takes one game to put people in a bad headspace. That's not me, by the way. I'm talking about my teammates. One teammate in particular can ruin the whole vibe and the outcome of our match. I even wrote to the chat that, my bad, even though I wasn't doing well, I think I went 10 and 13 in this match. I wasn't even doing terribly, even really. I was just at the bottom of our team's leaderboard. But somebody took it upon themselves to make it more serious than what it was.
Peru, you're trash.
All right, Navy SEAL, let's play this game. So after our first match on Imperium, I got a message from the Navy SEAL guy, continuing to say how much I sucked. You know, if the first time wasn't enough, he had to tell me through messaging me. And throughout the game, he didn't give any good callouts, any feedback. There was none of that. It was just straight to you suck, the negativity, and he continued it. And look at this profile picture. He's a black sheep, eh? Only guy out of your herd that likes to be a negative guy. What are you doing? What are you doing, mister? So now starting off this game, the next game straight after was Imperium Captured the Flag, and I had an entirely new set of teammates. And on the other team was Navy SEAL, the guy who was messaging me just before. So I thought to myself, man, I gotta lock in just a little bit more. And we ended up winning this game, and it just goes to show how teammates can make such a difference. Not that they don't try or anything, but just that there's no negative output onto the team. So everyone's able to try their hardest and win together because there's a sense of unity. There was a few times where I did hit him and shoot his body a little bit, just because, you know, a Halo thing to do. Trash talk is all fine, as long as it's made on the enemy team, not on your teammate. But during this game, I won't lie, I was playing better than my previous one. The last game was my first game of the day, so it only made sense. But I ended up going 29 and 12, and I ran all 3 flags to the base. So, to the message that I suck, yeah, I suck a lot of the time, probably most of the time, but it just depends the circumstance, really. I don't know if anyone's ever played Halo, but you lose sometimes. That's what happens. The dynamic between teammates is a huge thing in Halo. The routes they take, the shots they're able to get off onto players, the pickups. There's so much that goes into strategy and moving forward in the game that it's hard to blame one specific player at all given time. Regardless, you know, I made a lot of mistakes during these games, but we're all diamond players, and none of these players were not considered good. Diamond, not good. Not that good at all. We're learning. We're all right. We're up there, and you know, we're past gold and platinum, but really, we're just diamond lobbies. It's not a huge. There shouldn't be any ego in diamond lobbies. It's all learning. It's all trying to hit your shots. Strategy is starting to form just a little bit more. So yeah, just be nice to your teammates. Help encourage them, especially if you're not giving any sustainable resources to the team. If you're not giving comms, you're not pinging, then there's no reason to put down your teammates, because you don't know how hard they're trying. You don't know the circumstances they're getting in, if they're being 2v1'd, if their cleanups aren't being cleaned up. They're probably putting a lot of damage on the map and having one-shots, but without pings, without comms, they get through. And people, they have their good days and their bad days. A lot of times if my shot is just not hitting, like at all, even if I do a bit of aim training and I'm like, okay, my thumbs, they're jello today. They're eating a giant worm and they're taking a bath. They're just not working. And I'll hop to a different game, something that I feel out more. And also, this game, it's kind of dying. There's not a lot of population on here, so let's be kind to the people that are playing right now. Again, that's not taking away the fact that you can't talk trash to the enemy team, but your teammates, they're your teammates. They're trying to help you win. They want to win as just as bad as you do. So give them the benefit of the doubt and, encourage them. You don't want to put this game in a more negative space than it already is. Because this game, it's not going to get a bigger population than what it has right now. Unless there's a crazy surge. But I don't see that happening whatsoever. And with all this being said, the community in this game is still pretty good. There's a lot of really kind people out there. If you find yourself a Discord, if you're playing alone, then it's really fun. Talk about Halo, talk about strategies. It gets yourself back into the game. And of course, if you look at these two guys, they're fighting each other. They're killing each other. They're the own teammates. Navy, you're going to get a bad rap after this, but you learn from it. That'd be cool. That's what we're trying to do here. Is just bring awareness to how we treat our own teammates. Because if you take this game as seriously as you do, then you'd want to win. You'd want your team to feel good. You'd want to have the best odds in your favor. So here I'm running the last flag to our base. Their team is already shooting each other, messaging each other. It can't get worse than this. Can't get more worse. They're just letting us get the goal at this point. So yeah, take this for what you will. And now, let's move on to the next chapter. Okay, so after the game, I went into the POV of Navy SEAL to see what was actually going on their team. And as you can see right here, there's a long pause, probably messaging his teammates to do better or talking trash, one of the two. Then he gets blamed by me. I'm like a really sick guy. But now all his teammates are now having to respond to his negativity, and then he starts shooting his own teammates. Of course, not the time to do it. They have a minute and a half on the clock. They can make a comeback. That has been known to happen in Halo's history. But he keeps dying, he keeps responding, and he keeps attacking his teammates. Why? Because his team isn't doing well. So for you guys who take this game really seriously, if you take it that seriously, don't do this. This is not what you do.